Drivers. I'm going to be reviewing a movie that's a part of a series that's going to be a series I'm going to start with. Another one I'm going to be beginning here soon is the Bourne series. But this one is going to be the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which for those who don't know what that is, it's basically any of the Avengers movies. So any of the movies with Iron Man or Captain America or the Hulk and Thor. Those are basically what they are. And for this review, I'm going to review a movie which I just recently saw, and it's the most recent MCU film, and I am going to go back to the other films, and I have decided an order, so just be looking forward to that. Anyway, moving on to Civil War. This is an adaptation of one of my most favorite storylines in the comics, the Civil War storyline. Really great storyline, had a lot of great twists. It's by far, in my opinion, the best comic book storyline ever written, and definitely one of the best by Marvel. And here is just one shot of both teams in the comics. Obviously for the movie it was reduced, but yeah, it was really epic in the comics. And this movie is a sequel also to Captain America, the Winter Soldier, along with being, in many ways, because Iron Man is also in the movie. And I'll explain why I have this Iron Man shirt on in the Captain America review later on. It's also a sequel to the Iron Man movies, Iron Man 2, and Iron Man 3. And also a sequel to the Avengers. And another film which references a lot is Avengers Age of Ultron, the second Avengers film. So anyway, moving along to this film, I was a little cautious at first when I heard the Civil War storyline was going to be adapted to this film, but once I heard the Russo brothers, the directors of the Winter Soldier directing this, I knew the movie was going to be great because they know how to film action. They're like Paul Greengrass. They know how to use shaky cam and not make it where you can't see the action or tell what's going on, and they don't use it as a crutch. And overall, they just make the action seem really great. And the fight choreography, it feels real. It feels like you're watching an actual fight. And anyway, outside of that, the cast of characters in this movie was great. To go over a few of them, here's the main cast, and I'm also going to go over some of the standouts. And one last panel from the comic that I really liked is this shot of the cover of Captain America blocking Iron Man's repulsor blast at him. And here, I'm just going to go over a few of them, and they're in other MCU movies also. There's Iron Man, Captain America, Black Widow, War Machine, Iron Man's good friend, Vision, Black Panther, who I will discuss in detail more in a minute, Falcon, Ant-Man, who you can't see, but he's played by Paul Rudd. Then there's Hawkeye, Scarlet Witch, love her, she is awesome, and Bucky, who was the Winter Soldier, the villain in the Winter Soldier. And he does bear connections to the plot in this movie, and because Hydra is also in this movie too, to keep it in being a Captain America movie. And I gotta admit, this movie did not feel like Avengers 2.5. It really felt like, first and foremost, a sequel to Captain America, the Winter Soldier. And just to go over briefly, the two heroes who I thought were real standouts were Chadwick Boseman as Black Panther. There is really no word that can describe him but badass. This was a great introduction to him. It couldn't have been done any better. I really liked him. He played the character great. Overall, he was just amazing. And I can't wait to see him in his solo film. And then another character too, who I've been waiting for having a proper version in film, played by Tom Holland, Spider-Man. I really love Spider-Man. He's definitely one of my favorite Marvel superheroes, right next to Iron Man. But yeah, he's really great. And Tom Holland was a teenager just like the way Spider-Man is in the comics. He was a real smartass like him in the comics, and just overall, he did great. and his introduction was great. It's Iron Man, well, him as Tony Stark, going to recruit him to join the Avengers. And then, as you could see in the picture, his introduction is him webbing Captain America's shield and grabbing it, doing a flip and saying, "Hey everyone!" It was really great, and he had a lot of great lines of dialogue, and can't wait to see him in Spider-Man Homecoming. And overall, for the film itself, for Captain America Civil War, it had a lot of standout scenes. One thing I really liked about this movie was how they took this one panel from the comics directly put it into the film. This is the one shot of Iron Man blasting his repulsors at him. Oh, and also, this is a pretty awesome thing too. You can tell my love for this movie based off my screensaver months after the release of the film. But yeah, overall, it was a very fun film. The Russo brothers did a real great job. This movie had a great beginning that hooked you into it. Had a great climax that took place at this airport. It was an airport battle. You probably saw it in the trailers. It basically showed everybody on the team I mentioned before just going at it. It was filmed so great. There was so much suspense. Well, it also mixed in some humor in there too, so it wasn't all that serious. And the falling action and ending of the film, I'm not going to go into spoilers because I'm going to have a spoiler-filled review to go over this, but overall, it was very emotional. I may have been Team Iron Man, but I still like Cap, and it got really emotional. Gotta say, bravo to Marvel Studios and the Russo brothers for making that ending. But yeah, Civil War, overall, great film. Probably one of the best films I've seen of this summer. Gotta say, the Captain America trilogy is definitely one of the best superhero trilogies out there. That's why I give this movie a 5 Durans, and I gotta say, I highly recommend you see it. A lot to love in this film, and all I gotta say is be looking forward to my spoiler review of this film, along with my video I'm gonna make on why I believe it is a masterpiece of the superhero genre. So, alright everyone, peace.